Mama still ain't sure about me after yesterday. I can get closer than this. I can touch her, but she don't stick around. But if you remember what his face looked like yesterday, that nose looks much better today. And we give him Banamine for that, aka Prevail. The reason is, it's got to hurt when it's swelled up like that. And it helps with the swelling, and it helps with any pain. Helps with any fever they might have too, but they don't have that. Biggest thing is the swelling and the pain. Kind of like taking aspirin or ibuprofen. And when their face is swelled up like that, well, it's swelled up on the inside too. So their airway isn't what it should be. So it just helps them get breathing better. And the other med we give yesterday when he was born is a steroid that helps with lung development. Helps their lungs work. Because when they're early, their lungs are like one of the last things to actually get done. And the sad thing is it doesn't help with everything inside that may not be done. But we've lost a few that, we thought, okay, they're 2.5, 3 weeks early. We know their lungs need some help. But the rest of their internals weren't done enough for them to survive. I mean, we could tube them, or they'd eat off mama or off a bottle, but they weren't absorbing any of it. And there's nothing you can do for them, unfortunately. But, we can help with their lungs and keep them breathing, keep them alive, keep them going. And there's no new ones this morning. He's been moved around a little bit. He spent part of the night against the feeder right there, and when I came out earlier, he was over here, and now he's over here. I wish he was a little warmer and a little drier, but she'll learn. Next year she'll probably do a great job. And for a first calf heifer, I'm not going to complain. At least we're not putting her head in the lockup and tying her feet up to try to get the calf to eat and all that. She has no problem feeding him. So anyway, speaking of feeding, I think everybody else around here wants something to eat too, so I'll go get that done. Yeah, even that pack of wolves, they want something. No, I ain't going to call them wolves. Wolves are like coyotes. They do bad thing with livestock. These guys, they keep the coyotes away as best they can. At least we haven't had a coyote in the yard or in the barn. About time to clean this again, especially where we're actually starting a calf. But feeders aren't empty enough yet. They've actually slowed way down on eating like the last week. So they'll get stuck with that tonight. If they're clear empty in the morning, I may throw a couple small bales inside for them just because. But, there's still a fair amount in there. Between all 3 feeders, there's probably about 1.25 bales. Plenty. Might even still be some left in there tomorrow. I'm sure there will be. And I figured I'd get you part of the sunrise. I kind of missed the good part. I was closing the gate at the other end. But there's how our morning is. Just a little fog. And like I said, I missed the good part. It was like 3 times better than that. Oh well, 'tis what it is. Well, the little dude just got some shots for pneumonia. Figured that was coming. He was acting kind of puny part of the day. But this is a 2-year-old that was treated for pneumonia a couple weeks ago. Got a string and cotyledons poking out. So, don't matter if that calf's ready or not, that calf's coming out, and hopefully it's alive when we get it out. So we're going to switch mama and baby into the other pen on the other side over there, and hopefully get this other one caught up in the lockups and get a halter on her, and do some fishing. Well, she found a head and 2 hooves. And most of that string's mucus, but there's a little bit of placenta in with it.
Good sized cotyledon came out. It was rotten.
And there was good
just
sized
hang it there,
cotyledon.
Mom, for right now.
Oh, and she says the feet are big. Well, so were the last ones, but he ain't very big. So I'm hoping for kind of the same, and it's not too hard to get him out. Or her, whichever the case may be. Okay, it ain't very often to call the vet. We did. We had 2 front hooves. Then couldn't decide if they were fronts or it was upside down and they were backs.
But in my defense, I did have the nose and the...
Okay, Miss Shitty Pants.
She thought she had a nose beforehand.
Yeah,
She did. Head was back around beside its shoulder by the time we got the chains on. So, leave the chains on. Hope they stay on, and she shoved her back in. Finally found the head. So that little switch I was talking about, we missed that switch, but she wants to be a mama. She was after the little boy before we got him separated. So we're going to sprinkle little mother up, and
Okay, where else the shit on me?
hopefully that'll finish.
I got
Where
splattered.
else the shit on me, Dad? Your whole shirt, your chest, your arms. It happens.
Good girl. Hold off, Mom. Just started licking.
So hopefully this one will be good. And yeah, this one's a little early too. Not as early as the other one.
No, I'd say this one probably just a couple days.
This one's, I'd say 3 to 5
She's at least a
days.
week.
Where he was 5 to 8 days anyway. Maybe 10.
Good girl.
God, pretty.
This would be O22H. That is O23H. So
Is that better?
see what happens when you get them past pneumonia. They can still be productive. Well, I come in to put a little bit of, I don't know if it's calf, claim, mother up, Ofen, Nomo, whatever it is.
Yeah.
We've used them all. And she was head up and looking at me. Look at that pretty girl. And she wasn't in there in the wrong spot getting her head swelled up. So she's normal. Good, Mama. You clean that up. Yeah, lick all that stuff off her. I just sprinkled some on. It's, I don't know. It's kind of like powdered charcoal is what it looks like. Not that you can see in there. You can see what's on the edge. Kind of like extra fine pepper consistency. And it helps. Makes them go for it. Apparently she watched yesterday's too closely. Mother up on it twice. This is the second time a little ground feed on it. And she's not ignoring her. She's just not getting her cleaned up.
No, she just yells at her. Expects her to
A
jump
little
right
breeze going. And it's not overly hot today, you know. The calf's shivering. She needs to get cleaned up. And she's too busy worried about what everybody else is doing. I walked out of here and then she stands there and dollars at the calf like the calf is supposed to be self-cleaning. Walk back in and tell her to lick on it and she'll clean it up.
You gotta clean on her, Mom.
Mama, you got to clean your baby up. No, you can't have the one that's already
I'm about
clean.
to put a tarp over that.
You can't have the one that's clean. That's not yours. This one's yours. You got to clean it up. Come on, Mama. Sure, she's been good when I told her to clean it, and she's been doing it. But not now, because the other one's up and eating. Okay, there he is. Going for broke. And I already told these other girls, I said, these two are not the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to do it on your own and have them all cleaned up when I find them and have them up and eating. Well, Mama didn't figure it out. Figure she's been almost 2 hours to clean this calf up and ain't got it done yet. But look at such a pretty girl. Hey, look over here. Okay, I'll come to you. I only go so far. I can't reach that far. Such a pretty girl. Such a pretty girl. Pretty sure she's pretty hungry, too. Calf slime does not cut worth a damn. I don't care what you do. So, lots of warm water, which helps cut the slime. And hopefully get her warmed up. And then she's hitting her with a couple of dry towels. Get her dried up and still helps warm up. Get some circulation moving good. She's been up a couple of times. She's even got a pretty toenail down there. Look at that. Yeah, she is a very pretty little girl, huh? And I'm going to say she's hungry because she didn't get nothing in her before she came out.
Just like a certain little curly mister.
Yeah, kind of like him.
Too curly, huh?
He didn't have nothing in him when he came out either. I don't know if we're going to fight her. I mean, she's not like she hasn't been trying to mother. She just won't keep on cleaning. She wants to yell at her and expect her to suddenly be cleaned up for her. And see, she's going to clean a little.
Good mama.
And that rough cow tongue and a little saliva is the best thing to cut that stuff. And it actually dries them. But, you know, I'm not going to lick the calf. My tongue ain't made for that.
You can't eat on my tit, though. My tit don't have
told you
nothing.
she's hungry.
No, my tit don't have nothing. Neither does my belt loop.
These lockups are nice if they'll put their head in them. But she wasn't about to do that. So we rodeoed a halter on her and then got her in the lockups. Baby's been going to town for about 10-15 minutes now. I went up and got a couple of shots. Since the cow isn't even starting to clean yet, we're going to give her a little oxy and see if that'll get her too. I figured she would have been cleaning by now because, you know, when you got a caudal in showing before the calf, that usually means things are coming apart and coming out. And shot a dexamethasone for the calf because we know she's early, so, you know, give her lungs a little extra boost. And grabbed a shot of vitamin B, vitamin brain. Does she really need the vitamin brain? Well, no, she seems to have it figured out. But B is relatively cheap, and its benefits are all over the place. It'll perk up a droopy calf, do all kinds of things. And it's one of those things that you really can't give them too much of because the body just pees it out. We don't like to give any more than we have to, but so she'll get her B tonight. Tomorrow she'll get the rest of her shots. And if she's a little droopy tomorrow, she'll get another shot of B. And the little guy over there, he's been laying there for a bit. He was up eating earlier. And they're over there going like, what's going on over here? This is where they're supposed to learn. Learn how it's not supposed to be done.
Yeah, you're hungry. I know. You know where the bread basket is. I'm not your bread basket.
Yeah, because she's got it figured out, but a little vitamin B would probably help. Anyway.
Mom's teeth on the back are really tiny. So I don't know because they're kind of up in her head.
One of those.
Yeah.
Hind teeth are sucked up a little. She'll figure it out. She'll get them stretched down a little bit, and I'll stay there for the next one.
Just don't shit on me.
Anyway, and she's being content. I'll give her a little grain, and she's being good. She's not fighting. That's a good thing. And yeah, this ain't the best setup, but you know, the other end of the barn, we got the head gate with a gate against it, and there's actually a head gate right there with two gates. But that's a piece of shit head gate to begin with. That was the last an outfit had for sale, and Dad thought, oh, that was a great deal at the time, so he got it. We put it in and then modified it so it actually worked like it was supposed to, sort of. And the way it's put together, it sat there and got condensation in the tubes, and it just froze up solid. You can't get in to lube anything. So we've got another one. It's just a matter of, you know, it's a lot of work to tear all that out to put another one in. Those gates are actually mounted to the head gate. And then at the back side, we got the latches like we have out at the feed barn. So you can open a side up and shove one in, or if you got one that goes down, you can pop a side and they can lay down and get them out. And incidentally, that's where the original squeeze chute was years ago.
Oh, you don't go under Mom.
And probably one of the best things we ever did was move it to where it is, because This way we used to run them in, and if we were running all of them, we'd set up a bunch of panels outside and run them back around. But if you're only running a small group, you'd run one in, do what you had to do, then back it out, trade it for another one. Yeah. But we had a squeeze chute. Like the vet we used, 40, 50 years ago said, I don't care if you have 1 cow or you have 100 cows. You need to have a squeeze chute. That's enough rambling. This might be the end of the video. I don't know. We'll see. I might bring you back for something. If not, thank you for watching.